Thanks for staying with us. So, the CBN recently barred the bureau de change from selling of dealing in forex trading. And of course, this news had come as a shock to many Nigerians. Joining us on the show right now to help us have a better understanding of the consequences of this is a fiscal policy partner and Africa tax leader at the PricewaterhouseCoopers, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you on. All right, so there are mixed feelings concerning this recent ban by CBN of the bureau de change, and it's mostly because we're going back to history and what happened in 2016 when this same ban was given by CBN. If you recall, then at the time it was about 268 to the dollar. And I think the ban was made in January, and by December of the same year, there was about 46% devaluation of the naira. We came to about 495 naira to the dollar. Now, Nigerians are scared that with this ban that just happened, exactly, and right now, dollar is 500 naira to the dollar. Now, we might experience the same thing by the end of the year. What are your own thoughts on this ban, and do you think it's the right thing to do at this time?
Thank you very much. I think maybe the starting point is to identify and situate the problem appropriately. So the problem is lack of dollar liquidity. So we're not generating and earning enough dollars to meet our demand. Whether you talk about foreign direct investment, foreign portfolio investment, diaspora remittances, and from the sale of crude oil, which is where we mostly get our FX from. So that's where the problem started from. And that problem is still there. What the CBN is trying to do is to cut out people who are benefiting from this very difficult time that we are in, and an extremely difficult challenge that we're trying to deal with as a country. So there are people who are benefiting from it. And the way you would know is if you just go back a couple of years and look at the number of BDCs we have in Nigeria, and then fast forward to today, that number has increased by more than tenfold. That's over 1,000% increase. So the fact that we had a similar scenario played out in 2016 is an indication that just banning them will not solve the problem. So, but at the end of the day, we have to find a systematic and structured way of preventing people who want to abuse the system. So this is not peculiar to Nigeria. This is not peculiar to BDCs. It's just human nature in many places that people want to take advantage of the system to the extent that it benefits them, not minding the overall implication for the larger society. So what we need to do is to better regulate them and have controls. So if you supply, someone $1 million and they operate a BDC, and you ask them to give you documentation and data, and they fail in doing so, don't supply them tomorrow. So we shouldn't wait until these things accumulate and create a bigger problem for us. I think we're at a point now where we have more credible basis of getting data. Maybe you're going to use NIN, maybe you're going to use BVN, something that is more credible that cannot be easily faked. To get those data. So what is most important is to know who is buying the dollars and for what purposes. So when you see people start moving volumes, they're no longer doing $4,000, $2,000, they're moving volumes, then you need to start questioning that, not only to stop the abuse, but also to find out, what are they moving the monies for? Is it to fund terrorism? Is it for corruption? Is it illicit financial flows? So in which case, after dealing with the FX problem, you hand them over to the relevant authorities for prosecution. When people know that these things are being tracked based on intelligence and data, and there will be consequences, then you deal with the artificial, demand of people just buying dollars for illicit purposes.
Okay. These people always find a way to beat the system. Yeah. I mean, because I understand the issue of the FDI's direct investment coming to the country, but shouldn't these be like trade-offs? Like, can't we understand that, listen, at this time, because there are real issues of money laundering. The people that are buying ammunition, we are seeing the fact that headers are armed. These are issues the government is trying to solve, to stop people buying this ammunition. So there's a real problem at hand. So should our focus be, FDI of the direct investment for now, or to ensure that we stabilize this current issue of dollar in our country?
Whether you have dollar or not, even the US, that dollar is their own currency, they still have to deal with terrorism. Whether you have dollar liquidity or not, you have to address the issue of insecurity, funding of terrorism, illicit financial flow from corruption. And those are the things you do by ensuring that your regulators and the right authorities have the capacity, they're using the data, and there's the political will to prosecute. Otherwise, you can see all these things on TV and media generally and do nothing about it, or maybe only address 2 or 3 people who are helpless. And you need the other guys to continue.